All right, guys, we're in strange times and a lot of surgeries have been canceled because of COVID-19. But what I'm going to bring to you today is an alternative to surgery. Make sure you stay tuned till the end because we're actually going to do a treatment on Doug. And with the TRT machine, he's already gone through some treatments. Doug is, what do you do, ruck? What's a ruck racing?
Go ruck with weight on your back, hiking, long distance.
Ran a marathon. He's a cyclist. I mean, this guy's like endurance athlete, always doing endurance competitions, right? And so last year you ran a marathon.
My first one, Marine Corps marathon.
Marine Corps marathon, and then you had some major knee problems, right?
I did. Afterwards, it was my left knee. Right knee was fine. Left knee took forever. Couldn't get up and down steps. That was really hard for a long period of time.
Yeah, basic functioning. And then we did 5 treatments, and
I had 0 issues afterwards. I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah, so it's really important to understand that there are lots of conservative treatments where if you can't go up and down the stairs, people are going to go have surgery. We see it all the time. And those don't always work out like you think they're going to. You can react to the anesthesia, you can, the tissue doesn't always heal like you want it to. And this is a great alternative. And in Europe, where they have socialized medicine, now I'm not saying I want socialized medicine, but they have a finite amount of money for medicine, and so everything is based on outcomes. So this has been used there for 12 years. I am the only person in Indiana with this machine, even with outcomes like that. And that's because a lot of what we get approved, like our insurance covers, has less to do with outcomes, more to do with who's in charge and money and lobbying and things like that. So just keep that in mind. The reason you don't know about it is because it just hasn't been approved. But Doug wants the results, so he's going to go ahead and do it. So what I'm going to do here is, the neat thing about this machine is it's actually diagnostic and therapeutic. So as I've talked about before, it's a 4-part energy wave. So it's heat, electrohydraulic, acoustic, and light therapy. So the acronym is HEAL. And it shoots that energy beam into the tissue and it actually blows out the inflammation. So, people go in and get steroid shots, which is actually degenerative medicine. That steroids will actually weaken the cartilage and you end up causing more damage over time, but it feels better, so people do it. I mean, we have patients, they can only do 3 times a year because it damages the tissue so much. So the TRT actually removes that inflammation from the joint, but it does it in a really positive way. So it physically shoots the energy in there, blows it out of the joint, it feels better, but long term what it does is it triggers growth factors to come in and actually heal the tissue, which you've seen, right? I mean, it was 8 months ago for your left knee, and it's still feeling pretty good, right?
I have no pain in the spot that I had the pain.
And then this weekend you rode how far last week?
55-mile gravel ride, 60-mile gravel ride up in Michigan, and called Barry-Roubaix, and it was the normal route, and finished it with no pain whatsoever in any of the knees. The only thing I'm doing today is I want to make sure I'm good to go for the next big race I have.
So it's great. So the Cubs have a TRT, and so do the Indians, and I'm told they actually do a diagnostic treatment, which we do here. If you're ever interested in that, it's $49. So you can actually find where the problem is. And so we're going to start on his right knee, and he's going to give me some feedback. So it's really a waste of pulses if it doesn't hurt. So we're just going to go around the kneecap right here to the medial joint space. We'll start there. That's where a lot of meniscus problems are. So, any pain there? That means it's normal tissue.
Definitely feeling that.
Okay, so we make note of that. So it's in the medial joint space. Like I said, I didn't know that. I actually haven't even looked at it because I'm letting this do the work to diagnose it for me. And that's where the problem is, because it reacts with the inflammation. And the energy coming out of this is the same every time. And you'll actually hear it sometimes when it blows it out of there. It goes crack real loud like a drum. It's not this changing, it's actually what's happening inside the joint. Painful? What's your pain pain level? Down to like a 2. So we're just diagnosing right now. Nothing. So medial meniscal problem. You ever have pain behind the joint?
No.
Like in the back? Okay. So here we're going to go with his left knee. And I'll tell you, this is why I bought this machine, because I spent $5,000 on exosome stem cells and PRP shots, and I got better results with this at a fraction of the cost. Any pain there? Nothing. So it's sustainable. We're 6 to 8 months, and he still doesn't have any problems. But sometimes you can have problems and not know it, which is what these professional sports teams, they have their pitchers and stuff. They'll scan their shoulders to see if they can find some problems before it becomes a big problem, which is what you're doing too,
That's
right?
today, yeah.
Pain?
4.
Not bad.
Nothing. That one I feel.
Okay, what about under the kneecap? Okay, so there it is. Diagnosed both like medial joint spaces, which is pretty typical. That's where you bear the most weight. So we'll run you through a couple treatments, see how it does, and I suspect it'll be a long-term solution just like it was before.